gym. I just thought I would hop on live. I actually had a live taken down yesterday because some copyright stuff. I didn't really understand how to use it. Yeah, I could have probably muted part of the copyright, but I just took it straight down. So I thought I would do an additional live to make up for it. Hopefully, some of you are on and I could do a question and answer with you, help you out a little bit, maybe go into the gym, explain a little bit about what my people do in the morning. I do train people. I'm not going to say full time. Training is something I've done my whole life, but I do a lot of things. I train people. I write for Men's Health. I write programs. I work with various companies, but training is certainly a part of what I do. And so if you got questions about your training, you got questions about your nutrition, you got questions about any sports psychology related stuff, because I do life coaching type work with people, I got answers for you. And so I'll answer any questions that you have. And then in addition to that, if you don't have any questions, then I will talk about stuff that I think is important for your fitness journey. And that's important for a lot of people too, especially right now, right? Right now, as I look at it, it's the fall, and this is a real danger time for people, right? If you look at how the year unfolds, we all start January tough. We all start January hard. We all start January motivated. It's the new year, new me. I'm going to do everything I can to work out. And what happens is people show up and they show up every day for themselves in January, right? They start January 1st hard or January 2nd hard, January 3rd maybe, and they start every day. They're working out, they're eating healthy, they clean out their pantry, they're sleeping more. They got a timer on their phone to shut down so they can't like scroll social media a lot. Like they're doing every little thing, no stone unturned to get fit. And then the weeks go by, it gets into February or March, and then it's kind of every second day. And then it gets close to the summer, and then it's every third day. And then the summer hits, and frankly, they have other priorities. They've got golf, they've got outdoor concerts, they've got trips. There's all kinds of excuses, and they kind of fall off. Now, it's a little easier to stay fit in the summer because generally you're more active, like you're walking around more, you're doing more stuff outside, you're not shut up in the wintertime, you know? But then the fall hits, and then it completely the wheels come off, right? It's pumpkin spice season, so it's pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice cookies, pumpkin spice muffins. It's just like you're going crazy. But then you look at the holiday season, and it usually starts with Halloween. So now your coworkers are bringing bags of candy in. You don't want to be rude, so you don't say no, and you're just eating all kinds of garbage. And then it blends into Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is like it's one day in the United States, it's a Thursday. But for a lot of people, it starts Tuesday or Wednesday and it goes right through to the next Monday. And so now it's not just one bad day of eating, it's like 5 bad days of eating. And families around, football's on, it's Black Friday, it's Cyber Monday. You're not working out, you're not training, you're not doing everything that you need to do. And then you feel down, you feel bad about yourself. You lose motivation because you've really fallen off the wagon. And I know people that at Thanksgiving they've gained 10 pounds, they've gained 12 pounds, and then they're just really down in the dumps. And then it's wow, Christmas is coming, and then I'm gonna have parties, and I'm gonna have Secret Santa or White Elephant or whatever the hell it's called, and then I'm gonna have other events, and then it's New Year's, and then people just give up and they decide that they're not going to start until the new year, that they're gonna wait till 2024. That doesn't make sense to me. Like I think it's November 28th right now. We've got about 33 good days left till the end of the year. Why would you wait till 2024 to start? Like, why would you wait to the end of the year to start working? I've seen people make incredible progress in 30 days, like for real. I've seen people lose 20 pounds in that amount of time. So why would you just give up those days? And not only give up those days, but then go completely the other way and just throw yourself right into a gutter. Here's the deal. I don't care what happened in the summer. I don't care what happened Labor Day. I don't care what happened on Halloween. I don't care what happened on Thanksgiving, what type of gutter you threw yourself into. You can turn the page right now. You can decide to get it back right now. You can decide to eat healthy. I always say you're one meal away from a perfect diet. Like, just take this one meal at a time. Just take it one workout at a time. If you haven't worked out in 30 days, you can start today. If you didn't eat healthy for the entire Thanksgiving weekend, you can start today. You can always turn that page. You can always start a new chapter. You can always write a new story. It starts by winning one day at a time. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, one of the most common mistakes I see people make, is they think about their goals 6 months from now, a year from now. Focus on today. What day is it today? Tuesday. Focus on winning your Tuesday. And here's the beauty about working out. It's not meta. It's not some macro thing. And I guess what I mean by that is it'd be really hard for me to sit here right now and say I'm going to build another Amazon. It'd be really hard for me to sit here and say I'm going to build another YouTube or another Google, right? Like, there's so much that goes into that. It's really hard to swallow. Just drinking my pre-workout. It'd be really hard for me to say, hey, I'm going to make the NBA. Like, what do I got to do to make the NBA? Like, it gets overwhelming. But when it comes to exercise, it's actually pretty simple. Like, when you look at how the world is, there's a lot in the world that's beyond our control. There's a lot in the world that we can't control. Think about driving. You're a perfect driver. You've never been in an accident. You're at a red light. Someone hits you from behind. You're not a perfect driver anymore. That's not your fault. Relationships. You could be the perfect spouse, the perfect husband, the perfect wife, the perfect partner, whatever. Your partner could cheat on you. You could run a great business and the economy could take a turn for the worse. You could be screwed, like it happened to everybody when we were all quarantined. Like, can't control that. But when it comes to working out, like, it's pretty simple, right? It's a basic contract. If you show up and do the work, you'll see a result. And no one's immune to that. Sure, some people have better genetics, some people have worse genetics, and that's all fine. But if you show up and you do the work, good things will happen to you. You will get better. Like, that's just a fact. So I don't want you to focus on losing 30 pounds. I don't want you to focus on gaining 30 pounds of muscle. I don't want you to focus even on getting shredded. All I want you to do is focus on winning every day and doing the things that you know will lead to success. So what are three that we could do today to make sure that we're going to win 8 months from now, 9 months from now? We're just going to replicate those every day. So the first thing we're going to do, we got to move around. You have to get some physical activity in. Now, it might be a formal workout, like I'm sitting outside my gym and I'm just going to hop in there in a minute and I'm actually going to work out. Okay, so it can be a hard workout. It can be going to the gym, leaving in just buckets of sweat, throwing up, like suffering, like the whole 9 yards, right? Like, really just crushing it in the gym. It can be a formal workout, but it could honestly just be more movement. Like, it could be going for a 40-minute walk instead of listening to a podcast where you're at your desk. It could be just going for a simple walk. It could be, if you're at a desk all day, it could be doing 10 squats every hour on the hour and then just accumulating 100 squats by the end of the day. Doesn't seem like a lot, but if you did 100 squats a day for an entire year, you get 36,000 squats. Like, you'd have no problem with glutes, no problem with hamstrings, no problem with quads. Like, it could be just doing 10 reps every hour on the hour. It could be, because I was watching Monday Night Football last night, just doing a set of sit-ups during every commercial break. Like, again, it doesn't have to be a formal workout. It could be moving around. It could be you're never going to take the elevator or the escalator again. It's always going to be real stairs. So that's number one. I just want you to move. The number of people throw around is 10,000 steps, but maybe you get 12,000. I just want you to move more. Question, Austin, did I get your email? Yes, I did. I will get to it. I have got, normally I'm more punctual with these things, But next week, for my workout app, I've got to go down to Austin. We're having like a team meeting and team building type activity. It's like our yearly summit. So I've got to do that. And then right after that, I've got Brazilian Jiu Jitsu World Championships. And so I'm really trying to get caught up on extra work right now. I've got to get some voiceovers done. I got to get video done. I've got an endorsement deal that I've got to take care of. And so there's just a bunch of stuff I've got on my plate. I should have time to get to it today, but that's on my list. So don't worry, I did not forget about you. I have got it. Just like I said, trying to balance everything. I mean, you know better than anybody. You're training to be a doctor. You're a dad as well. Just trying to cover all my stuff off so I can go and do my best at World Championships. Anyway, the movement thing is big. So move around every day. That's number one. The second thing, just start eating right. No processed food. You have to be able to kill it or you have to be able to pluck it from a tree. If you can't do those things, you can't have it. So let's just go through this and think about it. Any meat is good. Now, not any meat. You don't want Kentucky Fried Chicken. You don't want Chick-fil-A. Like I'm talking good steak, good chicken, good fish. Those are like the types of meat that you want. So let's go. You have to be able to kill it and like basically cook it over a fire and eat it. It's not going into a fryer. It's not overly produced. You got to be able to like cook it over a fire. Then be able to pluck it from a tree and eat it. So an avocado, totally okay. You can pluck it from the tree and you can eat it. A raspberry, you can get it from the little plant. You can eat it as is. Arugula, you can cut it from the plant and eat it as is. Well, what about orange juice or fresh squeezed orange juice? Nope, because you got to do something to that thing. I want you to eat oranges. What about, let's see, a tricky one. What about a potato? Nope, because you can't eat potato raw. You can't just, it's not like an apple, right? You can pluck from the tree. You got to pull that thing out of the ground and you got to cook it or you got to prep it somehow. So I want you to stay away from that. What about bread? There's no bread tree. What about pizza? Well, last time I checked, there ain't no pizza tree. So you got to be able to get it from a tree, get it from a plant, and eat it as is. And I want you to do that 90% of the time. It's called the 90-10 rule. So 90% of the time, you're going to eat like that. 10% of the time, you can have fun. So in the 10%, you can have the potato, you can have the orange juice, you can have the olive oil, you can have the like whatever. Do you know what I mean? The peanut butter, the nut butter, whatever. How are you going to run this 90-10 rule? Well, there's a couple of different ways. 9 days of perfect eating, 1 day of cheat day. 90% of your calories are perfect, 10% of your calories are fun. So like in a day, maybe you have if you're eating 2,000 calories, 1,800 calories from the way I just talked about, right? You got to be able to murder it or you got to be able to pluck it from a tree, and then 200 calories, you can have some fun. That's where you get your peanut butter from or your orange juice or whatever. Or 9 clean meals and then you get one cheat meal. So that would be how I would look at that, the 90-10 rule. And even when you cheat, try to cheat with the highest quality possible. Always cheat up, right? Like don't go for the Doritos. Go for like, at that point, you can have the smashed potatoes, garlic and olive oil and stuff like that. You can have the nut butter. You can have the good stuff. So number 2 is just start eating super clean. If you want to make it real easy, no booze, no soda, no candy bars, no chips, no ice cream. No processed sugar at all. Get rid of all that. You will be fine. Derek Keys, getting started for me is the hardest. Getting started is the hardest for anybody, no matter what task you're going to get involved in. You know what I mean? Whether it's something in your relationship, whether it's working out, whether it's a job, whether it's applying for a job, whether it's making a resume, like getting started always is the hardest part. Starting a social media channel, even with YouTube, like I've started going lives and stuff, and now it's become a part of my life, but getting started was hard. So you just got to do it. Derek, the thing I'd say to you is like, I'd ask yourself, how bad do you want this? How bad do you want to be fit? You know what I mean? So just something to consider. And the third thing is you need more sleep. So you're going to move around today. You're going to eat really good, not processed food. And then you've got to sleep more. You got to get more sleep. You're looking at 8 hours a night in a completely blacked out environment. If you can do that, if you can do those 3 things just day after day after day, you're going to win. I promise you, if you do that for 30 days, you'll completely change your life. Derek, one more thing for you. If it's hard for you to get started, start with small steps, man. Like, listen, if you haven't worked out in a year, you don't have to go for 2 hours today. Just go for 20 minutes. Even if you just went 20 minutes twice this week, that would be better than doing nothing. So just try to eat a little bit better. Just try to do a little more exercise. Do something that's palatable, and then just build on that every day and start stacking wins. All right, Faraz, I talked to you yesterday. You ask a lot of questions. You never buy supers. You never contribute. Come on, man. Like, you're on here just trying to get all this free knowledge. But you're not helping me out any. So why should I answer your question? Riddle me that. Because everyone else on here, they're buying supers, they're contributing, they're pumping my tires. You're just either asking me for money or asking for questions. So I just want you to consider that. My time is not free. The resource is not free. At least it shouldn't be. It's free for you because I just pop on here. But like, if people don't support me, I mean, I'm gonna stop doing this. So you support me, you get all your questions answered because you get one-on-one access to me, or you don't. Like, that's a complete 100% choice. So as for your question though, because I'll give you a little bit of grace. Generally, the best practice is set protein and carb levels, good diet and fat consumption. I think the most important thing for hypertrophy is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight a day. So if you're 250 pounds, you're going to eat 250 grams of protein a day. Carbs, I would honestly limit to 200 grams a day. I don't think a person needs more than 200 grams a day of carbohydrates. And the fat, provided it's from good, healthy, real, not processed, like non-trans fat sources, I think you can eat as much as you want, provided you're not getting fat. Like, at some point, there is an excess for hypertrophy. I think you can be too lean. So, like, you don't want to try to put on muscle when you're 7% body fat. At the same time, you can be too fat. I think the ideal range for putting on muscle and health of hormones is somewhere between 11% and 17%, and that's on a DEXA scan. So the DEXA is the only one that matters. In-body doesn't count. Those little scales you stand on don't count. If you're over 17%, you're probably getting too many calories. So I respect the protein, respect the carbs, and then I cut down on the fat. If you're getting under 11%, you need to eat more fat in your diet, and I would get it from good, healthy sources. So anyway, everybody, I am going to go into the gym. I'm going to get my training on. I'm going to train a couple of people. But again, don't focus on what's going to happen like 19 months down the road or 20 months down the road or whatever it is. Focus on just winning the day. Just focus on getting wins every day, stacking wins up. So if we can do that, and we can focus on getting our exercise in today, eating healthy, sleeping, we are going to do great. So that's it. All right, Faraz, I'm done with you. I'm not answering any more questions. You know the rule. You want to ask questions, Faraz, you gotta buy a Superman. It's the rules. So, all right, that's all I got for today's live. Actually, I'll show you guys my gym. Here, let me see what's up. Let me get out of here. Hopefully, hey, by the way, give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. I just switched off the truck. Go in. Oh, extreme close up. Whoa. All right, there we go. Hey, how are you? All right, this is my gym. Give us a little look. Some people to train this morning. Tyler, how many minutes in are you? Perfect. Give me 6 more. So I just have a guy doing a warm-up, one of my jiu-jitsu partners. We'll do a little workout today. Workout today is going to be some upper body. We'll have some fun. Anyway, Got a little distracted there, tried to get out of the car, tried to get into the gym. You can see it behind me. Got a beautiful little space. We're going to get some work done today, but remember what we talked about. Remember the goals. Number 1, move around today. Number 2, eat some healthy food. Number 3, get more sleep. Do those things day after day after day. Stack up some wins, and I promise you that great things will happen for you. So we'll see you soon. Watch for me this afternoon, maybe another workout, and that's all I got.